Unlike most of our call friends, we don't usually take snapshots of our restaurant meals, but here in Japan, every meal and indeed the variety of food was so different that we found the camera being used a lot. Any food conversation we have about Japan has to begin with rice. It's Japan's most important crop and has been cultivated across the country for over 2,000 years. Travelling by train, we could see rice crops growing everywhere. In fact, any spare piece of land will be pressed into service. Rice is the staple food of the Japanese diet and of such importance to the Japanese culture that it was once used as currency. During our stay in Japan, we wanted to experience as much of the country as possible. Places that were high on the list to visit were Kyoto, Okayama, Kurashiki, Osaka, Takayama, Matsumoto and Tokyo. We spent nearly a week in Kyoto, which is Japan's 7th largest city with a population of over 1.4 million people. Nishiki Market is known as Kyoto's kitchen, found in a long shopping street lined by more than 100 shops and restaurants. The district was originally a fish wholesale market, with the first shop opened around 1310. Later, a larger variety of shops moved in and the area changed from wholesale to retail. Most shops specialise in a particular food, such as Japanese sweets, pickles and dried seafood. The same families have operated some of the stores for generations. Some shops give out samples, while others sell dishes that are meant to be eaten straight away, and they supply a couple of chairs in the corner of the shop for your convenience. Almost everything sold at the market is locally produced. One block west of the Kamogawa River is Pontocho. This narrow alley hosts one of Kyoto's most atmospheric dining areas. The street is packed with mid-priced and expensive restaurants, bars, karaoke, hostess clubs and geisha tea houses. My girlfriend and I walked in the rain as we checked out what each restaurant had to offer. She settled on a couple of places, but the street had not come to an end, so more had to be investigated. The restaurant she chose overlooked the river, which was flowing swiftly due to the heavy rain. The food was excellent and the service good. In one of the subways near Pontocho are a number of underground department stores such as this one, which had a food market on the basement floor. The sound of the sales girls selling their produce was intense. Japanese are famous for their customer communications. They are always extremely polite. There is nothing like a nice smile when purchasing an item. It is obvious that these ladies are very friendly. The unique Japanese plastic food samples we saw in restaurant windows show what is on the menu. To me, they are pure artwork. Within the Kyoto railway station, there are many restaurants, and we spent a couple of evenings eating there. The city of Okayama is midway between Hiroshima and Osaka, and has a population of over 650,000 people. It has one of the many stations used by the Shinkansen bullet train. We use the city for a base to visit other towns in the area. Because we spent 2 nights here, we had the opportunity to experience some of the food. Kurashiki is located south of Okayama. A section of the city's former canal system has been preserved in the Baikan Historical Quarter, which dates back to the 1600s. Many of the rice storehouses have been converted into shops and restaurants. There was plenty of free samples on offer at this sweet shop, and they were doing a brisk business. We'd been in the area for a few hours by now, and it was time to eat. The food was served to us in bento boxes. It has been said that the people of Osaka, which has a population of over 2.5 million, spend more on food than anything else, and the term "eat until you drop" is used to describe the food culture here. Dotonbori is the best place to experience Osaka's food culture. A popular street snack is grilled octopus. Cooked octopus slices, pickled ginger and green onions, dipped in flour and egg-based batter. Then used in a special pan, the ingredients are moulded into small balls. While we were there, we visited a restaurant that specialises in beef dishes that we cooked ourselves over a barbecue. Osaka has a fish market, although it was closed when we visited, but we were there to experience Edo sushi for lunch. Takayama is a city in the mountainous Gifu prefecture. Not to be confused with other towns in Japan with the same name, this city is commonly referred to as Hida Takayama. That evening, we were again walking the streets looking for a restaurant. Eventually we found what many have called a mum-and-pop restaurant. We were the only ones there and ordered a nice meal. Each morning, 2 markets, conveniently located a few kilometres apart, do business. One in front of an old shogun outpost, the other on the banks of the local river. Both of these markets have a history that date back over 200 years. At most stands, the wives of farmers sell fresh vegetables that were harvested from the farms in the nearby mountains. The markets also sell a variety of other produce, including homemade folk art, flowers and pickles. Buddhist monks first introduced miso to Japan in the 7th century. It comes in all forms, but starts as a paste, resulting from fermenting a mixture of soya beans, wheat, alcohol and salt. With the widespread cultivation of rice, miso has become a staple food for the population. In fact, miso became a necessary part of the samurai diet. This restaurant specialised in eel and was cooked by an elderly lady. Her grandson translated for us. The meal was most enjoyable. Japanese pickles are served with practically every traditional meal, alongside rice and miso soup. They are valued for their unique flavours and commonly used as a garnish and a palate cleanser.